So we're starting out our new mini part series that is called How to Read Crochet Patterns with me, Abigail Crochet Style. So we're going to start off by talking about what we're going to learn in this example 2. So if you have not watched example 1, I would encourage you to go back and do that before continuing. So we're going to be learning about the magic ring. So its abbreviation. We're going to learn about brackets. We're going to learn stitch count. We're going to learn INC. So INC just stands for, so we're going to write it out. INC stands for increase. Then we have TRBO. So the second one we have here TRBO. So TRBO just stands for triple slash treble crochet bobble stitch. So it's bobble. So that's what that stands for. It stands for this. And then you also have BO, so that just stands for bobble. And then you have INV DEC, so that stands for invisible decrease. So it's just a invisible, so I stands for invisible, and then that's decrease, and then that just stands for decrease too. So there's two types of DEC. You have invisible, and then you have the regular. Then the last definition would just be the single crochet. So SC stands for single crochet. So that's what that stands for. So those are our definitions. So we're going to learn 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Seven. So let's get straight into the pattern. So just grab your hook, and we're going to read this. So this just stands for round. So R stands for round. This is an in the round pattern. My first example was an in the row, and I will be having a video that explains exactly what the difference is between them, and we will use the examples that I create in this example and example number 3 and example number 1. So be sure to watch those all the way through and then stick for the last bonus 4th video that will explain in the row and in the round more in depth. So it says 6 single crochets in magic ring. So we're going to get our hook, and then we're going to get our yarn. Alright, so we're going to get our end, and we're going to make, so it says 6 single crochets, so SC stands for single crochets, and MR, so MR just stands for magic ring, so this just stands for magic ring, so that's the same as just saying MR. So it says 6 single crochets in magic ring. So we're going to make the magic ring, and I do have a video on that. So if you want to watch it, it will be in the beginning of my series. So we're going to just put 6 single crochets into that magic ring, and I like to make my stitches loose so I can get back into them easier when I go to do the next round. So here we go. Okay. Just close it up, and don't forget to put your stitch marker on that last stitch. I encourage you to work with me so it'll drill in the definition, the abbreviations into your head. And now we're going to talk about this 6 in the parentheses. So what does that mean? So this would be our stitch count. So all of these, so that 12, 18, and the 24 is the stitch count for that round. So it is included normally after every row, round. It's included after every round to let you know how many stitches you have after that round. So we're going to go to round 2, and it just says 6 INC. So we're going to go over here. INC stands for increase, or it could say INC times 6, which just means to do INC and increase 6 times. So since we had the last stitch count of 6, we're basically just doing 6 increases, or increasing all the way around. So we're going to literally just pop in 2 single crochets in each stitch. As you can see, I just did there. And I will have videos on all of these stitches more in depth. This is just to help you learn how to read them. So you may not know how to crochet, but you want to read a pattern. It's good to go through the pattern, and I would suggest learning the stitches first and then coming back. Or you may already be an experienced crocheter and you don't know how to read patterns, and you come here so you can learn. And I really think that patterns expand your ability to crochet, and it makes it easier for you to write down your patterns or explore new patterns that you've always wanted to try. So we're going to just put 6 increases. So increase is just 2 stitches in each stitch, and since we've done 2 in each stitch, we've multiplied it by 6. As you can see here, we now have a stitch count of 12 after that round. Now we're going to go into round 3. Round 3 just says to do, okay, so we've encountered something different. This is a bracket here now. So this bracket says single crochet and increase. So when I see a bracket, I will usually look at what's inside it and do it. So I'm going to literally just go 1 single crochet in the next stitch, increase into the next stitch. So increase, yes. So that's it. We're just going to do 1 increase. And now it tells me to do that 6 times. So I've already done it once, so I'm going to go back to the beginning and do it through, and then do it again and again and again until I've reached 6. Until I've done it 6 times. So it's basically taking that and saying do that again and again and again. So we're just going to go do that 5 more times. So we're going to go single crochet 1 and increase. And by the end of this round, we should have 18 single crochets, as you can see below in our stitch count here. And the reason why it is now 18 is because we are increasing once every time in those 6. So it's basically we're adding 1 more stitch 6 times. So it would be 12 plus the 6 equals 18. So we're going to continue doing that all the way around. So I want to challenge you, now that you understand how brackets work, go ahead and try to do rounds 4 and 5. So rounds 4 just tells you to do 2 single crochets and then increase and times 6. So that means you're going to be doing it all the way around. So you would just go 1, 2, and then increase in the next stitch, and then you would do that 6 times. So basically all the way around. And I want you to try to do round 4 by yourself and round 5 by yourself, and then I will come back on and we will do round 6 together. Make sure you count how many stitches you have at the end, and you can just count by looking at the top, and if you see these little like V's or the set of 2 loops, that's 1 stitch. So you would count 1, 2, 3, 4. So that's how you count your stitch count. But I'll come back after round 5 and we'll do round 6 together. So we finished round 5 and now we're going to go on to round 6. So you should have a stitch count of 30, so make sure you're counting your stitches, and it should be slightly bigger, so it should be around bigger circle now. So we're going to go on to round 6, and it just tells us 30 SC, so 30 would be 30 single crochets. So we're going to literally just do 1 single crochet in each stitch around. If you look at that, you'll see that we ended round 5 with 30 stitches, so we should just be able to put 1 in each stitch around. So we're just going to go ahead and do round 6, put 1 single crochet in each stitch around. So in round 7, we are going to be encountering some new, or well, not new, but different from what we've been doing. So round 7 says single crochet 10, so we're going to just single crochet in the next 10. And 10, and then it says BO. So BO stands for bobble, and then it has this slash, so or DC5 tog. So what does DC5 tog mean? So DC5 tog just stands for double, so double crochet 5 together. So it is equivalent, so this is equivalent to a bobble stitch. So these two are exactly the same thing, but your pattern may say one or the other, so I just wanted to include what both of them look like. So we're going to do a bobble stitch. Now I do have a video for this. I don't know if it's out yet, but it will be in the future, so if you want to learn, definitely watch that. I'm going to just show it to you visually on screen. So basically what I'm doing is I'm going to make a double crochet, but instead of finishing it as I normally would, I leave it there half finished, and I do that 4 more times. So I'm yarning over, inserting my hook into stitch, yarning over and pulling up, and then I'm pulling through 2 and stopping and doing that again until I have 5 on my hook. If it doesn't make sense, then just go watch my video and I'll teach you. So we're basically just pull through all 5 of those loops. And now it says here 2 single crochets. So we're going to go into the next stitch, not the stitch that I just put my bobble into, but the next one over. We're going to do that. 1 single crochet and then 2 single crochets. So yeah, this pattern that I'm doing here is just to get the definitions so you understand what the definitions are. So if you ever have encountered those, you can look up on my series the definition of what it means, and I will have that in the title of my video, and then you can just click on it and watch it to do your pattern. But this is just to teach you the abbreviations and how to read patterns. So we just did our 2 single crochets, and now it says TRBO. So remember, TRBO means triple or treble crochet bobble stitch. So it's basically we're going to do a treble crochet, and instead of finishing it off after we pull through 2 and pull through 2, we're going to stop and do that like 3 more times. So we're basically half finishing our treble bobbles, our treble crochets, just like we did with the double crochets to make our bobble. And at the very end, once we've done those half finished trebles, we're going to finish them together, and we should have 5 on our hook. So we'll have 5 on our hook here, and we'll have 4 unfinished trebles crochets. So just watch the video if I've done it, and it will explain it a lot easier than I am here. Okay, so let's see. It says after we did our treble bobble, it says 2 single crochets. So we're going to skip that stitch that we're not going to put the single crochet into the stitch we did the bobble. We're going to go over to the next stitch. Then we're going to single crochet 1, and then in the next stitch single crochet that other second one. So there we have our bobble. So the treble bobble is way bigger than the double crochet bobble, since the treble stitch is bigger than the double. So now it tells us to do another treble bobble. So we're going to go yarn over twice and then go to the next stitch, yarn over and pull through just like we would with the treble crochet, and then we're going to pull through 2, and then repeat that 3 more times until we have 5 on our hook, in other words. Alright. One more time. And then we're just going to pull through all 5 of the loops. And now it tells us to do 2 single crochets. So we're going to go into that next stitch, not the one we put our bobble in, but the one right beside it. So we're going to put that there. And then the next one said, okay, so we got to do 2. So 1 and 2, excuse me, I nearly just jumped ahead. And now it tells us to do a BO. So remember, BO just stands for bobble or double crochet 5 tog. So you may remember either one, but they're the same thing. So we're going to just go as if we're doing our double crochet, and then we're going to only halfway finish it, and then we're going to do that until we have 5 on our hook. So we got 3 on our hook, 2, we got 4 on our hook, got 5 on our hook. Pull through all. And the last set part of instructions tells us to just do 10 single crochets. So we're going to go into that next stitch, as you can see, and we're going to just single crochet 10. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, and 10. So there, we finished that. My yarn is... So there we go, and don't forget to move up your stitch marker. So it tells us here, at the end we should have 30. Since we didn't do any increases or decreases, it stays the same as the round before. So we have 30 after round 7. The next round, which is round 8, it just says single crochet 30. So you can just single crochet as you would normally around, but I do want to show you a special trick whenever I am using bobble stitches in my work. I'll show you when I get to the first bobble stitch, that is. So I'm going to go ahead and single crochet up until I get to it. The bobble stitches, whether a treble or a double, they count as one stitch. So if you look at the top at this bobble, it's got this very elongated single crochet sort of look. So let me undo that. If you see here, before I'm into that, it's like twice as small. So we normally just put our stitches in underneath those 2 loops unless otherwise indicated to not. So we usually just put our hook into the stitch and do a single crochet. Well, here when we go to do that for the bobble stitch, so we would just stick our hook underneath there, and then we would put our hook into it and pull through and then do a single crochet. Well, when we do that, there's this giant gap that happens in our work. As you can see, these ones are smaller and tighter together. This here is ginormous. So what I like to do when I come across a bobble stitch, especially when I'm using acrylic yarn, I like to take a look at my stitch and I sort of like pull it like this, and you can see where you would normally put it, and then you can see another little gap here. So what I like to do is there's a string of yarn crossing it. I like to insert my hook underneath that string and then pull it, so I'm only grabbing that string, and then I insert my hook, my single crochet into that. So I'll show you again once I get into that, but make sure you skip that elongated stitch and go into the next single crochet. So basically what we're doing is we're counting that as our the top of our bobble. So let me show you again. I'm going to go into this next single crochet. I'm going to show you again. So this is with the treble bobble. There's that line, that piece of yarn that's crossing over. I'm going to grab that instead of the top loops, and then that sort of just gives it a smaller hole. And as you can see, those that other top of the stitch covers up the hole, so it's not as bad. And then we're going to just skip over that long stitch right there and go into the next one, as you can see here, and do it again. And then, come across it, we're going to just grab that one and do a single crochet. And so that's how I like to do my bobble stitches, how I like to crochet into them, so then I don't get these giant holes where my stuffing will fall out, especially when you're doing amigurumi. So this is amigurumi, so when I'm making stuffed animals, I tend to use that method, but it's just a fun tip. You can do it that way, the other way if you want to, where you're just going into the top of the stitch. So let's see. So we finished round 8, which was just single crochet 30. So we still have 30 on our hook, on our work. Now let's look at round 9. So round 9 says 3 single crochet decrease. So right here we have 3 single crochet and then decrease. So when it's in a bracket, I like to just do what it tells me to do. So I'm going to go single crochet 1, 2, and 3, and then it says decrease. So this is just the normal decrease. So I'm going to show you how to do that on screen, but I will have a more in-depth video that will explain it in my series on my channel. So I'm going to go insert my hook into the next stitch and pull up. So instead of finishing it off like I normally would for a single crochet, I'm going to insert my hook into the next stitch and pull through. So I'll have 3. So you see there's yarn coming out of the first stitch and the second stitch, and then I'll just pull through all 3, and then that turns those 2 stitches into 1, so it decreases them. So it tells us to do that single crochet 3, decrease 3 times. So I'm going to just do that twice more. So I'm going to go single crochet 1, single crochet 2, single crochet 3, and then I'm going to go insert my hook, pull up, insert my hook into the next stitch, pull up, and then pull all the way through. So that is the second time, and then we're going to do it one more time, 1, 2, and then 3, and then we're going to go insert hook, pull up, insert hook in the next stitch, pull up, pull through all 3. And now we finished that. We've done it 3 times, so we can go back and check. So we're going to say 1, 2, 3, and then there's that decrease stitch. 1, 2, 3, and then there's that decrease stitch. So you can see the decrease stitch is much bigger. You can even tell it from all the single crochets. You can tell the decrease sort of stands out. And then 1, 2, 3, decrease. So I've done it 3 times. And now the next set of instructions is another bracket, and it says single crochet 3. So we're going to go ahead, single crochet 1, 2, and 3, and then it tells us to INVDEC, so invisible decrease. So an invisible decrease is, instead of pulling up and then inserting our hook into the next stitch and pulling up and pulling all the way through, we are going to take our hook, and instead of inserting it all the way underneath that stitch like we normally would, we're going to only grab this front loop here. So this loop, as you can see here, I'm only going to go into the front loop. So there's a front loop, this one here, and then there's a back loop, the one back here. I'm going to only go into that front loop. And then once I've gone through that stitch, I'm going to go into the next stitch and only grab its front loop as well. So you see I've got 2 front loops of the 2 stitches, and their back loops are just hanging out back there. So we're going to literally take our yarn and pull it through those front loops until we have 2 in our hook, and then we're going to just pull through those 2 like our single crochet. So it sort of just makes it look like a single crochet. As you can see here, it does have some weird like connection to the front since those are our front loops. And so we're going to do that twice more, since it tells us to do it 3 times. So we're going to go 1, 2, 3, and then we're going to do our invisible decrease. So grab the first front loop and then grab the second front loop, pull our yarn through it, and then pull through those 2 loops. So we're going to do it one more time since we need to do it 3 times. So it says single crochet 1, single crochet 2, and single crochet 3, and then we're going to do invisible decrease. So we're going to grab the front loops of that first stitch and grab the front loops of that second stitch, and then we're going to just pull through and pull through. So I'm going to take off my stitch marker and put it on that stitch. So you should have 24 by the end of this round, and the next round is round 10, and so it is basically the same sort of way of reading it as round 9, and so it was round 11. So I want to challenge you to see if you can do rounds 10 and 11 by yourself. So go ahead and try to do that by yourself. Remember, just do what's in the bracket once and then do it twice and then a 3rd time. So you're just taking this and basically just going like copy, 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 and then the same as this as well. You're going to take that thing, so you're going to do 2 single crochets and then invisible decrease 1, 2, 3 times, and then round 11 you're going to do single crochet decrease, single crochet decrease, single crochet decrease. Do that 3 times. So you're going to go single crochet decrease 3 times, and you're going to single crochet invisible decrease 3 times as well, and you should have 12 at the end. So I'm going to come back one and we will do round 12 together. So I hope you paused the video and went ahead and did rounds 10 and 11, and now I'm coming back on with round 12. So round 12 tells us decrease slash invisible decrease times 6. So we're going to do a decrease stitch all the way around. So you can do the normal decrease or the invisible decrease. I tend to use the normal decrease, especially when it's my last round, and it sort of just closes up whatever you're making really well. So we're going to just do our decreases. So you can do the decrease like this, or you can do the decrease like this. You're just going to do it 6 times, and you're going to end up with 6 stitches by the end of the round. So let's just continue doing our decreases around here. So yep, there we go. And you may even want to grab some stuffing and stuff your weird little dinosaur ogre foot squish ball thing. So once you finish that off and you do your last decrease, you can get your yarn needle. You can stuff it, get your yarn needle, and cinch up your hole. When you're done with it, it should look something like this. So this is what we have here, and we got this from all of this. So you learned how to read all of these things. You know their abbreviations now, so if you have a pattern and it has things like this, then you can definitely go ahead and make it. I hope you did this with me. It really helps for you to get these things in your head and know how to read the patterns when you work through one. And so I'm so glad you worked through it with me, and now you get this fun stress ball thing to have on your desk as your little crochet stress ball. You could even add some little eyes if you wanted to. It would be really weird though if you added eyes. It'd be like an ogre, its ears and horn. But anywho, I hope you enjoyed doing this with me and you worked along with me. I can't wait to see you in example 3.
Well, that pretty much wraps up this video. Thanks so much for watching. If this video helped you, please comment below and hit that like button. Also, don't forget to subscribe and visit my channel. I hope you enjoyed part 2 of how to read crochet patterns and are going to join me for the next 2. Be sure to check out my other series, How to Crochet, where I have many step-by-step videos on stitches and techniques. I hope you all have a wonderful rest of your day and God bless.